everybody. Welcome to A Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert, but this, folks, isn't just any old A Late Show. Today, March 12th, marks the one-year anniversary of the last show we did in the Ed Sullivan Theater before we started broadcasting out of a discarded Altoid tin. At least it would mark the anniversary if I still followed the calendar of the before times. We all now live in the perpetual month of Sweatstember. Tonight, we'll take a look at this year that we together spent apart. Because this is...
A Late Show's Quaranniversary Special. The year that took 100 years, but was also somehow one long day.
So much has changed in the past year. Think about how we communicate now. Last February, if someone said, Zoom me, you would have said, what? You have to talk louder. I can't hear you because we're in this very crowded bar. Hey, can I have a sip out of your beer using my bare face? This time last year, we suddenly all found ourselves in lockdown, which allowed us to spend quality time with our families. Also quantity time, because shortly after this time last year, schools closed across the country. It started as kind of a snow day, then it became a snow month, and finally, no way I'm going to make it unless my kids go back to school. As we learned more about the disease, it got a little scarier. For example, we found out you can be infected with the virus, have no symptoms, and still be contagious. That's right. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean COVID isn't there. It's like termite damage or the last 5 Nicolas Cage movies. So in April, the CDC began recommending that people wear cloth or fabric face coverings when entering public spaces, which replaced the White House's recommendations for fending off COVID, massive doses of prescription-strength bean. Because it's America, it wasn't long before mask-wearing devolved into a political issue. Apparently, spreading aerosolized virus is a cherished freedom. Who can forget Patrick Henry's famous cry, give me liberty or give me death or slit me some tongue and give me both? And throughout the entire year, we could always look to one medical professional as a beacon of science and sanity. Our guest tonight, epidemiologist and man explaining how back rubs can boost the immune system, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Fauci was so popular that back in April, he became a write-in nominee for People's Sexiest Man Alive. There's just something about a man begging you to stay 6 feet away that just makes you want him more. Now, shockingly, the winner turned out to be Michael B. Jordan, who, while not an epidemiologist, has published in the New England Journal of Mama Like. I'm excited to talk to Dr. Fauci. We tried to get him on the show all year last year, right? Like almost every day. But he wasn't available. Then around January 20th, his schedule started freeing up for some reason. But before we get to the good doctor, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my experience during this quarantine. You see, for me, and perhaps for some of you, the past 12 months have been both terrible and wonderful. It was, as Dickens wrote, the best of times and the worst of times. Incidentally, I've been in quarantine for a year, and that's as much of this book as I've read. Little trouble focusing. You see, it was the worst of times because we saw the toll this pandemic had all across America, with people losing their loved ones and their jobs and having to adapt to a stark new reality. And of course, the previous administration really shanked their response. It's ironic they discouraged masks because they should be ashamed to show their faces in public. But the past year was also the best of times because where our leaders failed, we saw Americans stepping up, helping each other out, working to get through this together. And even though this virus ground a lot of things to a screeching halt, it was inspiring to see Americans fight to make sure we still made progress, whether it be taking to the streets to demand an end to systemic racism or taking to the voting booth to bring new leaders. And like a lot of you, I had big plans when the quarantine started. I told myself I was going to get in shape. And 1 year later, I am in A shape, so mission attempted. But there were positive things too. Like a few months into the quarantine, when I finally figured out how to make sourdough bread. I had been trying for months, but I couldn't make it work. And then, and this is true, a stranger sent me a 150-year-old sourdough starter. It arrived in the mail from somebody I did not know, looked like paint chips, and I said, sure, I'll play food from a stranger roulette, and it turned out great. It was the worst of times because before this all started, I used to have an audience. Wow, that makes me nostalgic and creeped out. Why was I touching strangers' hands, and why didn't you stop me? Was I a vector? Back in the Ed Sullivan Theater with the band in the audience, we called what we did The Late Show. But you may have noticed that for the past year, we've been calling it A Late Show because it's not exactly the show we used to do. It's a version of it. And I promise we'll get back to The Late Show just as soon as we can do it in a way that's the safe for my staff, crew, and audience. But it's also the best of times because occasionally I do have an audience of one, my wife, Evie. When I was first starting out in comedy, I remember thinking if I can make strangers laugh the way I make Evie laugh, I'll be doing okay. And now I literally can't make strangers laugh, but I do get to hear Ev from time to time. And I also found out that I really love interviewing people via Zoom. We've had some amazing guests, and I've had some really fascinating conversations with them in this new Zoom format. I think there's just something about having no audience, it being just me and the guest, looking into each other's eyes that's just more intimate somehow. Although I promise, audience, when I was interviewing Clooney, I was thinking about you the whole time. It was the worst of times because we had to find a new way to make this show on the fly as we were doing it. It's like rebuilding a transmission while you're doing 60 down a freeway. And it was the best of times because my staff and crew did it. They made it all happen. And incidentally, that includes Evie and our 3 kids who are all roped in to be camera people, electricians, and producers when we taped the show from home. And I love those moments with my family. It was a chance to say to them, let's put down all the screens and devices and spend a little time together, making sure Dad's show is on other people's screens and devices because Dad doesn't know how to work any of these screens and devices. We did a late show from so many different places, a tub, a fire pit, a porch, a spare bedroom in South Carolina for 5 months, and now here we are in what used to be a supply closet in the Ed Sullivan office building. It's been a tour to remember, so we have decided to remember it with this actual Late Show with Stephen Colbert concert T-shirt. It's got a rockin' logo on the front and all of the tour dates on the back. Even that one show we did down in Delaware featuring special guests Joe and Dr. Jill Biden. Wonder what happened to those 2 crazy kids. We also have a mask with the same mask, the same logo. And a mug right there. And what quarantine merch would be complete without sweatpants, which say, no sweat, all pants. And all of this is available right now at colbertlateshow.com/COVID tour, or you can just scan this QR code with your phone. And while we at The Late Show have been lucky enough to keep our jobs and keep our business going during this pandemic, a lot of small businesses have not been so lucky. So we're going to donate 100% of a Late Show's proceeds to Action Opportunity Fund's Small Business Relief Fund, a charity so nice they funded it twice. It supports small businesses impacted by the COVID-19 crisis. So head to colbertlateshow.com/COVID tour or scan the QR code right here and pick up your own Late Show swag. It's stylish and comfortable and perfect for relaxing on the couch after a hard day of working on the couch. We'll be right back with superstar sexy science man, Dr. Anthony Fauci.